guys, it's Tammy. Welcome to my channel. I have never shown you guys my Perfume Minis. I wouldn't go so far as to say I have a Perfume Minis collection. I have just acquired some over the years. I keep them in a drawer. Every once in a while you see a little glimpse of them, but I've never actually just shown them as a little collection, which I thought would be a cute idea to do. I just saw a YouTube video recently that was someone showing their minis collection, and I thought, oh, that is so fun. Something I would want to click on and watch. So I hope you guys enjoy this. Now, you guys may hear my oven in the background. I am cooking supper. You might hear my air conditioning. It's a hot day, but I just got in the mood to film this right now, so we're just going to go with it. I'm going to start out with some celebrity minis that I got, and I can't even really remember how I acquired these. One of them is Beyonce Heat. This is sort of a deep, dark, sexy scent. I also thought this was a little bit big to qualify as a mini, but I looked it up and it said minis can be from 3 to 15 milliliters. I am going to try to do the ones that just look like replicas of the bigger bottle. For the most part, I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm gonna have to put it in here because it doesn't fit in there. Another one that probably doesn't qualify as a mini, but I think of it as a mini, is this little replica Whispers in the Library. If you compare it to the size of, you know, a 100 ml bottle, I would definitely call it a mini. This is a warm, rich, kind of smoky vanilla. It's one that I've always enjoyed and I wanted to have a bottle of, and I found it on a Facebook site, so I was really happy to have that. I forgot that I said I was gonna do celebrity ones. I just threw that replica one in the midst of it. So this is Nicki Minaj Pink Friday. It's just a fruity floral scent. Here's a Rihanna scent, and I think this one is called Rebel. I will look it up and put it on the screen because I forget what the name of it is, but this is the one that reminds me of Red Twizzlers. So I have Elizabeth Arden White Tea. Would you consider this a mini? I'm not sure if this actually looks like the original bottle. I can't remember what the original bottle looks like, but I keep it in with my minis. And this is a fresh white tea scent, just like it sounds. It's sort of one of those white t-shirt scents, so easy to wear, fresh and clean. Then I have one of the high heel minis from Carolina Herrera. This is Good Girl Blush Elixir. This is a very, very sweet floral scent. It's gorgeous, actually. It's almost verging on a little bit too sweet for me, but there's something about it that I really like. So I have a couple by Kate Spade. I have Live Colorfully Sunshine and Live Colorfully Sunset, and these are just pretty fruity scents. So I have a few by Nest. I have two of them that are in this little bit of a taller size. I'm running out of spaces for the taller ones to fit in this little house, so I'm not sure how this video is going to work out, but we'll see. One is Wisteria Blue. This is a really pretty, lightly sweet, almost watery floral. And then there is Indigo, and this is more of a tea scent. If I remember correctly, it has a little bit of a minty herbal tone to it. Maybe I could put those in there. And then I have a couple of the smaller sizes. There is Wild Poppy and Sunkissed Hibiscus, which is more of a sunscreeny, sort of tropical coconutty scent. I have some by Clean. This is Sparkling Sugar, a really pretty sweet and musky scent. And then I have these smaller sizes. I have Skin, I have Lush Fleur, Rain, and Aqua Neroli. Sorry, Nikki. Then I have this little set from Clean, which is from their Avant Garden collection, and the sort of twists on some of their classic scents. So there's Muguet and Skin, which is a twist on their classic Skin. This one is Sweet Briar and Moss. Saguaro Blossom and Sand. I think they're just purposely trying to make these difficult to pronounce. White Fig and Bourbon. White Amber and Warm Cotton. And Galbanum and Rain. So you recognize like Warm Cotton and Rain, some of their classic scents, and these are just a little variation on those. These are all dabbers, as most of these minis are. Ooh, that smells really good. I need to play around with these a little bit more. Well, Nikki is starting to look a little lonely. I need to find someone to go there with her. I think I'm going to put Ellis Brooklyn Guava Granita. I just got this recently. It was an add-on to an order that I put at Sephora. It was like a free gift, or maybe I used my points on it. I can't remember. This is a little bit too much of a thick, sweet tropical scent for me, but I'm still going to play around with it. I actually enjoyed wearing it the day I wore it, but it became overwhelmingly sweet and thick for me. So I have another free deluxe sample that I got from Sephora, and this is Dead Cool Mineral Milk. And it's pretty, but it's a little bit too marine for me. It just does go a little bit too seaweed-like for my nose. Here is one that I wanted to smell forever. This is La Perla Possibilities. And I was just so happy to finally get a chance to smell this. And I can't remember where I got it. I think it was Facebook Marketplace. Anyway, it is a gorgeous, big, white floral, but there's something about it that goes a little bit tropical to my nose. I don't think I've ever heard anyone mention that, but it definitely has a little bit of a tropical floral feeling to me. Now, here is one by Tommy Hilfiger. I believe this one is Tommy Girl Summer. I should have been a little bit more prepared with this video, and I cannot read the writing on the bottom of these. It's just so tiny. But anyway, you might recognize this. Let me know in the comments if you know what it is. And here is my little mini of CK1. This is so cute. This is a very fresh citrusy scent. I absolutely love this little mini. This is Erin Mediterranean Honeysuckle. This is sort of a citrusy, pretty floral scent, and this looks exactly like the larger bottle. I think it is so precious. Here's another cute little one. This is La Chasse aux Papillons by L'Artisan Parfumeur, and this is a beautiful floral scent as well. I think it's a strong jasmine scent, and I'm not sure if this is actually a replica of the larger bottle. I don't know that I've seen it, but I just thought this was so cute. Another little cutie. This is Lancome Idole, and this is the intense version. Somehow I ended up with two of the Dior Joy, and these are both the intense version as well. This sort of would remind you of, I think these are both the intense. Let me see. Eau de Parfum. Yep, it is, because I have the box and it says Eau de Parfum Intense. I'll just put one of them up there. I have Dolce & Gabbana Devotion. This is so cute. I love these little mini bottles. This, of course, is the citrus vanilla scent. These three, I'm not really sure how to class them. I have Versace Bright Crystal, Tom Ford Soleil Blanc, and Versace Dylan Blue. And they're not exactly samples, and they're not travel sizes. To me, they're minis, even though they're not shaped like the actual original bottles. I have this mini of Miss Dior Blooming Bouquet, a pretty light floral. Isn't this so cute? I think this will fit in the smaller sections. Yes. And I have this mini of the Chloe EDP and Bulgari Omnia Crystalline, which I do have in the full size, but this is so cute. And this opens, I think yeah, it's also a dabber, as they all are. Actually, Mineral Milk is a sprayer, and I think Sparkling Sugar is a sprayer, but most of them are either roller balls or dabbers. Look at this little one, Perfect by Marc Jacobs. Isn't this so cute? I love it. Can you see MJ written right there? I have a Kim Kardashian scent. I should have included this when I was doing the celebrity scents, but I didn't see it. I think this is the gold version, and this is a really rich and beautiful scent. Dylan Turquoise by Versace. Oh, I love this scent. This is a pretty scent. I think it has guava. It's really refreshing. It'll be perfect for summer. I should actually splash this on. I think I did last summer. Mostly I keep these little minis just because they're so darn cute. But, you know, you can actually get some use out of them too. You guys, L'Interdit by Givenchy. This is the original, the Eau de Parfum. Oh, smells so good. Sometimes I do think about decanting these into sprayers so that I can actually get some use out of them. Not that I couldn't dab them on, but it's just not the same experience, you guys know. But I love this little bottle. This is Rabanne Phantom. This is sort of the little partner that goes with Fame, their other little robot. So I thought this is really, really cute. Replica Beach Walk. I love this little one, you guys. I did give away my big bottle of Beach Walk to my son's friend. I just never reached for it very often, but I did take a decant out of it instead of sprayer. I have it somewhere else, but I forgot that I actually had the Dapper bottle, so I would have been fine with just this. This is a classic beachy, sweet floral scent with a little bit of a salty vibe to it. This is one by Miu Miu, and I honestly cannot remember the name of this one, you guys. I think it might be the one that has rose. I can look around for the box. I probably have it in my other closet. Or if you know which one it is, let me know in the comments. Here's one by Toka. This is Stella. I did decant some of it into a travel spray. This is really an elegant scent. It sort of reminds me of a very mild apple pie cinnamony scent, but it's more on the clean, fresh side. It's not too overwhelmingly spicy or sweet. I'm really gonna have my work cut out for me trying to remember what the names of these are. Some of them I didn't keep the boxes for, and without being able to read the bottom, I think this might be Alfred Sung Shi. I'm not too sure. Let me give it a sniff. Okay, it's really floral. So if I find out, I'll definitely pop the name on the screen. Next we have Giorgio Armani My Way. This is exactly like the larger bottle, just a little mini version. And this is a very, very sweet bubblegummy tuberose scent. Too sweet for me for sure, but I love having this little bottle. Jo Malone Wood Sage and Sea Salt, one of my favorites, and I like having it in this little size. I have it in a 15 ml travel size, and I have it in this little mini size. I just found this. I'm going to put it in with my other Nest bottles. This is the perfume oil for Madagascar Vanilla. It's a little roll-on. So I have a few more in the 15 ml sizes. This is Scherzo by Miller Harris. And there's actually barely anything left in this one. I got it as a partial. I got it from Facebook, I think. I just wanted to smell it because I'd heard so much about it. And it is a rich rose oud. It's very sweet. It is gorgeous. I also have these three from Allsaints. I have Concrete Rain, Flora Mortis, and Sunset Riot. I got these from my friend Julija over at scentsiblings.ca. And I need to play around with these more. They're sprayers, which I really, really appreciate. Now we are pretty much to the end. I have these three little 15 ml minis from Philosophy. I have Falling in Love, Live Joyously, and Living Grace. I really love these little bottles. I love the colors on them. Just searching around, I found a couple of more, and I'll put the names on the screens, but I'm almost sure that this one is My Fifth Avenue by Elizabeth Arden, and this actually is such a pretty scent. It's really just a pretty fruity floral, but I remember playing around with this before and absolutely loving it, so I need to give this a try again soon. And then another Elizabeth Arden one, but I cannot remember the name. I just think it is such a nice bottle, and it is a sprayer, which I really love. So that is it, you guys. I hope you enjoyed my collection of perfume minis. I love having these little bottles because they're so adorable, but I really would actually like to get a little more use out of them as well. I think I do shy away from using them because most of them are dabbers, which isn't my favorite method of application, but I want to appreciate the fact that I do own them. I have them and I can use them whenever I want, so I'm hoping to do that in the future. Let me know about your perfume minis if you have any, and do you use them? I'd love to know. Thank you guys so much for joining me today for this fun little video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!